What brought things to a head was the home video of the officers using batons against the black man on the ground, Rodney King.
Everybody just assumed they were going to be found guilty.
Not guilty of the crime of assault.
Within hours of the officers' acquittal, flashpoints of violence began erupting on LA's South Side.
The Rodney King situation was just a straw that broke the camel's back.
You've been in the music business.
Documentary filmmaker Matthew McDaniel and hip-hop star Yo-Yo Whitaker were hardly alone then and now in seeing the eruption of anger and rage 20 years ago. It had been 27 years since a comparable breakdown of social order in Watts, 1965. We met with Earl Ofari Hutchinson, founder of the Urban Policy Roundtable, on King Boulevard at the site of one of the markets that burned down 20 years ago and remains vacant to this day. We asked Hutchinson to focus on the problems festering in South LA in the 70s and 80s.
You had major industry, long gone. The second thing is you had high unemployment, poverty, just off the charts. The third thing that you had that many people forget, the crack epidemic.
Gangbanging was out of control at the time.
LA police moved to suppress crime with escalating efforts many in the community felt were repressive.
When the cops saw me, I get the same treatment. So I'm angry.
And there was the community distrust of outspoken police chief Daryl Gates. Adding to the tension, demographic shakeup, Latino immigrants moving into South LA, Asian immigrants, often from Korea, becoming the keepers of neighborhood markets.
Some people just anger.
Frank He had a Crenshaw Boulevard convenience store that burned down 20 years ago. He remembers having good relationships with most of his customers, but many in the community were resentful.
There was a sense that Koreans came in, took the money, disrespected you, didn't hire you.
Then, 2 weeks after the Rodney King video ignited controversy, another video captured Korean-born shopkeeper Soon Ja-do scuffling with 15-year-old Latasha Harlins before shooting her to death. Self-defense Do testified. The jury convicted her of manslaughter. Do's judge released her on probation.
It just shows, once again, the system doesn't give a darn about you.
Los Angeles looked next to the trial of the 4 officers accused of excessive force against Rodney King. Not a single African American sat on the Simi Valley jury.
We have some video here, we got you, and so when that didn't happen, we felt like that was a license for the police to continue doing what they were doing and getting away with it.
Barely 2 hours after the verdicts were announced, the first reports came in of lawlessness at Florence and Normandy.